Rich Hill of the Dodgers and Steven Matz really went at it through 6 innings. Hill gave up 2 runs, 6 hits, struck out 6, walked 1. Matz gave up 2 runs, 4 hits. Matz is the best pitcher on the Mets right now. The best pitcher the Mets have. His last 3 starts coming in, he gave up 3 runs, 2 runs, 1 run. But along with 3 great starts, he had a 1.89 whip in those 3 great numbers. His whip is not good. So 2 runs, 4 hits over 6 innings. 6 straight solid starts for Matz, who leads the Met rotation with a 3.55. Better than DeGrom, better than Syndergaard, better than Wheeler. And DeGrom, with his 3.7 ERA, he's been solid. But the reports are coming in. Scouts who watched DeGrom Monday night told the reporters that his slider simply does not have the same bite as it had last year. It's difficult to repeat, and I've always thought those magical years rarely come back to back. So, look, he's still pitching good. Syndergaard with a 4.9 ERA. We all know that. By the way, Will Smith came into the game. He was the catcher yesterday. 2 for 4. He's the Dodgers prospect. Made his major league debut. A very solid first impression. Slapped a single in his first career at bat. He called up when Austin Barnes went on the injured list. Todd Frazier, he homered leading off the 4th inning against Rich Hill. And remember, he started Todd Frazier. Drop Frazier. You got to drop Frazier. Drop Todd Frazier. After an anemia, he started off. He's now 13 for 38. That's 342 if you're scoring at home over his last 11 games. His home run was the 3rd of the year and his first since April 30th. 2 for 4, solo home run. I got to tell you, 9 consecutive. He's 12 for 36 over his last 9 games. This could be something special. Todd Frazier could reinvent himself. Let's see what happens. Let's see what's happening in the chat room. Good morning to everybody. Nice to have you all here. Great turnout as usual with Mr. Traveler. Nice to see you. And, boy, we love what you guys do. And don't forget, coming up next is Arnie's Army. And that'll be followed by Suicide Squeeze with Lou. You can't do better. There's not a radio station network in the country with 3 better fantasy baseball programs lined up. There just isn't. I don't even think there's another station that lines up 3 fantasy baseball programs. Okay? So, look, you want to talk about football and NASCAR? All right, so from 9 to 12, you'll have to go there. Jorge Alfaro, Garrett Cooper hit Miami's first 3-run homers of the year Tuesday. 11-3 win over San Francisco. Lost their 6th game in a row. Cooper 2 for 4 with a 3-run home run. Okay? He's coming around. He's hitting 10 for 33. 4 extra base hits, including 3 home runs in his last 8 games. 2 of those extra base hits have came on Monday. But Cooper, started off the year 0 for 14. He spent time in the injured list, so I'm telling you, jump on the Garrett Cooper. I know he's 28 years old, but he's in the groove now. In the groove. And even though he's 28 and hasn't really made his mark yet, a lot of teams still like him. They love him. So, take that and do what you want with it. Alfaro, 2 for 4 with a 3-run homer. He was 1 for 7 over the last 2 days. Still batting 324, 12 for 37, 3 homers, 9 RBIs in his last 10 games. He already has 8 home runs. He hit 10 last year. Okay, in twice as many at bats, so he's going to be a good one. And my boy Trevor Richards, who gave up a home run to Joe Panic on the first pitch, and then forget it, nothing. He allowed 2 hits, 1 runs in 7 innings, and that's something. Whenever you give up a home run to the first batter, and then you settle in and you bear down. The Marlins last in the majors in runs, doubles, homers, walks, slugging, and OPS. But the offense is coming around. Starling Castro, 2 out to run double. That put Miami ahead. Harold Ramirez, 3 hits. He's batting .413 in 13 games. It's not Harold Reynolds like they call him. It's Harold Ramirez. So the Marlins' short 3-game homestand started off bad with Garrett Richards gave up the first pitch, leadoff home run. Trevor Richards, to panic, hung a 90-mile-an-hour fastball in the strike zone. Then he settled down. He retired 21 of the last 23, 92 pitches over 7 innings of work, struck out 5, 6 quality starts. I have him in labor. He's killing it for me. Samardzija, 5 runs, 8 hits, 4 strikeouts. All right, he's nothing. All right, 8 hits was a season high. He's still permitting opponents only a .237 batting average. All right? So homers have been the bigger issue this year. If he keeps the ball in the yard, he's got a good chance to win the game. Okay? And Trevor Richards, don't forget, I just can't stop talking about him. He allowed 0 or 1 run 4 times. Okay? 0. No, I'm telling you, it's for his first 10 starts. But his xFIP is 4.9, and he has a 1.29 whip. Batting average against, .227. So just pay attention to this guy. Samardzija became the 4th consecutive Giants starter to allow at least 4 earned runs, while the offense did little. So, look, the Miami Marlins' first 7 runs was scored with 2 out. They went 5 for 13 with runners in scoring position. They're 10-4 against the Giants since 2017. 10-4. In another mixed league game, you got Minnesota against Milwaukee, and the Brewers had a big opportunity to take advantage of Devin Smeltzer, who tossed 6 shutout innings. And I got to tell you, he had cancer as a kid. You can only root for him. Okay, so the Brewers lose 5-3. They squandered a couple of early opportunities. They used home runs from Keston Hiura and Yasmani Grandal to make a game of it, but Eddie Rosario and Max Kepler, who added a 2-run double, Rosario hit a homer. Minnesota won 12 out of 14, best record in the majors. Rosario, 2-run homer, 7th inning off of Junior Guerrero. He now has 17 homers, including 4 in his last 6 games. He extended his hitting streak to 8 games, and he's now hitting .282. Hula Hoop, whatever his name is, 1 for 3 with a 2-run homer Tuesday. He took Blake Parker deep in the 8th inning. That was Hura's 3rd homer in 8 games. He's hitting .261 since his promotion. But 19 strikeouts and 1 walk. So he's making some damage. He's doing some contact stuff, but we'll see. Grandal, 11 homers, 3 of them coming in the last 6 games. He is red hot. Play him in daily. Zach Davies didn't factor into the decision Tuesday. Minnesota didn't get a runner past second base against Davies, but 0 for 0 in runs between Devin Smeltzer and Davies, but the Milwaukee bullpen gave it up. Davies, 2.19 ERA, 42 strikeouts, 19 walks in 61 innings and 4 quality starts in his last 5. So not exactly the strikeout guy, 87 pitches through 6 shutout innings, and then they called for the left-hander Claudio, and that was the ballgame. Byron Buxton, smashed into a wall. And then he says, I feel fine. That means he'll be out for a month. All right, just monitor it. It doesn't seem to be terrible. Giolito is an all-star. Has to be. If Giolito's not an all-star, then I'm going back to eating regular ice cream. All right? That's simple. So, this kid Smeltzer, 3-2 with a 1.15 ERA. Called up when Michael Pineda was put on the injured list with knee tendonitis. He retired the final 8 batters. He struck out Kane and Yelich to end the 6th. And so, interesting pitcher. The Yankees played San Diego in another interleague game that I hate. Lauer struck out 4, picked up a win. 1 run, 4 hits, no walks, and 5 1/3. You shut out the Yankees until the 4th inning, and guess who? Gary Sanchez hit a solo homer in for the Yankees' first runs, and then Lauer didn't allow more than 1 hit in any inning until the sixth, and then he gave up two singles, and then he was lifted after only 83 pitches. So his next start will be at home against the Phillies. Hosmer 2 for 5 and a 3-run homer. He's now working on a 7-game hitting streak. He's up to 298. So the Yankees scored. Look, the Padres scored 4 times before they made their first out. So they jumped to the lead off of Mr. Tanaka. And for the 24th time in 24 chances, the Padres won a game after they led after 7 innings because Kirby Yates, 21 saves, 21 opportunities. And don't forget, the Yankees, Lou, released Tyler Yates 3 years ago. Remember that? Boy, don't they. Somehow you got it. They just released him. They didn't trade him. They released him. So there you go. So, Lauer, 73 pitches, first pitch strike against 14 of the 18 batters he faced. Myers struck out 3 times and was hit by a pitch. He had 3 home runs and didn't strike out in his final 2 games in Toronto, but since then he struck out 5 times and 7 at-bats in New York. And 49 strikeouts. This is the new Chris Davis. My boy, Will Myers, 49 strikeouts and 110 at-bats. And he hasn't batted higher than 5th since the end of April. This is not good. Now, Dinelson Lamet's going to begin a rehab assignment in Single A, so you may want to monitor him. Eric Hosmer's on 12 for 28, 7-game hitting streak, multiple hits in 5 of his past 6 games. Remember that when you're playing the daily game because he doesn't attract a huge amount of money. Hedges 9 for 25, he's got a 7-game hitting streak. Machado, who's hitting all but 9 of the 54 games, he singled in the first inning. He's got a road hitting streak of 13, so you want to monitor that when San Diego's on the road. That's the longest streak in the majors this season. So we'll see what happens. No update on Fernando Tatis, who's hitting an extended spring training as he's working his way back from a strained left hamstring. Tanaka got into trouble right away. 4 runs on the Manny Machado single and then a Hosmer 3-run homer. And then he kind of leveled out. He was good until the 6th. And he got an RBI bunt single by Garcia. So Tanaka, 3.20 ERA, lines up to face against Toronto next. So we'll see what happens with that. Aaron Judge has been on the injured list since April 21st. Got that strained oblique muscle. And look, do they miss him? They're 25-9 without him. So what's the hurry? All right, what's the hurry? But he's swinging very well. The Yankees are encouraged. James Paxton's going to start today against the Padres. First time since May 3rd. Got the inflamed knee that he says is still hurting him, and reports are it will hurt him for the rest of the year. So how much confidence do you have in James Paxton? And if you do have confidence in Paxton, understanding that came out, I would say, that's a tough matchup for a good point, Lou. I wouldn't take Osman today against Paxton, and Mal Powell has renamed Will Myers to Whiff Myers. That's pretty funny. Thank you for, I got writers in the chat room. That's great, but it is good stuff. Paxton threw 60 pitches in a minor league start Friday. So, yeah, they expect Paxton to go 70, 75 pitches. Relax. And here's one for you. Gary Sanchez, 17 home runs in 37 games. That ties Mickey Mantle for the most by a Yankee in the first 37 games of the year. Back to regular baseball. Phillies and the Cardinals. Cesar Hernandez, go-ahead home run. Nick Pivetta, 5 tough innings. The Phillies beat the Cardinals, the enigma of baseball, 4-3. Pivetta, 3 runs, 3 hits, struck out 6. First start since he was demoted to AAA. He had an 8.3 ERA in his first 4 starts. Goldschmidt and Ozuna hit home runs in the first inning, but the Cardinals, they did waste a 3-0 lead. They lost for the 11th time in 15 games. Holy cow. Now, Bryce Harper, let's see how he's doing. Let's check in. See Bryce Harper with the stock market going down the tubes. Harper 2 for 4 with 2 doubles, 2 RBIs. First multi-hit game in 4 contests. He now has 3 extra base hits in his last 8 games, but he's batting .230,